Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be unboxing Scholars of the South Tigris. And I got this one on Kickstarter. It just delivered. It's one of my most anticipated ones of the year, I would say. I always love what Garphill Games releases, and I really enjoyed Wayfarers of the South Tigris. So I've been excited for this one. And as you can see here, I got it on Kickstarter. So I also got the metal coins and a little promo pack thing as well. So let's see if I can get this off of here. Looks like it's a bag within a bag. Metal coins. Always excited to see what Garphill's got, and their metal coins are pretty solid. Yeah, I always like the metal coins in these ones, so I like to back those. They're pretty cool, I would say. It's probably Pepper's favorite part about these games. He just likes to give Garphill a hard time, but I think he's really gonna like this one, and he's gonna have to admit that it's really good. Yeah, this is old Miko artwork. You can kind of tell it's similar to their other games, but it's kind of got a different feel of maybe area of the world compared to some of the other ones, the West Kingdom and the North Sea games. But yeah, this cover's interesting. It's a little bit different look than some of their other ones. I really like the Wayfarers cover. I can't remember what the Inventors of the South Tigris one looks like, but I would say this one's my second favorite so far out of the trilogy, but that's hard hard to really say because I don't remember what the third one looks like, so I can't really compare that in my head. So then we've got a rule book here, and it seems like their rules are pretty good. I'm hoping they'll use some similar symbology to what they used in Wayfarers. That way I can at least understand, some of the symbols and stuff, but obviously there'll probably be more. It looks like there's a lot more. Oh boy, Pepper's showing me Inventors and what that looks like, and I would say I probably like this one maybe a little bit better. That one's not bad either. The Miko has some of my favorite artwork though in general, so it's kind of tough to pick and choose, but it seems like most of them are pretty solid. I mean, they're pretty... You get what you get from the Miko, I would say. You kind of know what you're getting. But yeah, looks like some more symbology. I always like that they have kind of this back page, it seems like on their rule books, that has all the different symbols you can get throughout the game. I think that's just an easy way to check. Could be nice if they had player aids with those on them, but that's also a lot as well, so I don't know how big that player aid would have to be. So in that case, you can maybe just kind of have it at one end of the table and have that. So I do like that. Oh boy. Looks like we got a board here, which is not double layered, I don't believe, but it does have a space for, looks like some tracker to go in. It's always interesting because right now we've got a carpet on the top of our table, which is kind of the topper, so to say. And I feel like some of these types of things don't always work the best on that. But yeah, we'll have to see here. Looks like we got a level 1 student, level 2 scribe, teacher, scholar. That must be a solo game here, I would assume. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It's got symbology on here. Pretty typical artwork there from them. Then we've got some baggies here. Looks like maybe every player gets their own, possibly. The bag's probably just about the right size for my hand. I don't know if I really have large hands, but I would say they're maybe average, a little larger than average maybe. It's about perfect fit there. Any smaller and it may be hard to fit in there, so if you got really large hands, they're probably not going to fit in these bags all that well. But I do like the colors that they use here. I feel like they should be pretty decent quality. So yeah, I think they're pretty good color choices. It feels like they should hold up. So cool. Then we've got what must be the player boards. That other one must be the main board. So it looks like we got 4 of these. It looks like they might all be the same it's always hard for me to tell on the fly if they're all the same or if there's some piece of artwork that's maybe just slightly different for different player colors, but it looks like they're all the same. Then it looks like we've got a sheet of coins here, which this will be what you get if you don't have those metal ones. Those were kind of an add-on, so you'd have to buy those. Otherwise, you'll just get these ones, which also are pretty good quality cardboard. It's typical from what you'd have in if you've ever had a Garphill game before. I think they kind of use similar sized tokens for coins in most of them. That must be maybe a first player token. Okay, I don't know if that other thing was the main board, because I think this is the main board. I will say, at least the middle of this is probably the most colorful I've actually seen a Garphill game. It's definitely the most color at least in this area, is definitely the most color. But I feel like the top here is actually, it's got a pretty cool look to it for being kind of deserty. I do like that it kind of goes up into the sky there. Just is a nice little touch. Otherwise, I feel like it would feel kind of blah, but then, yeah, they add a little bit of color over here with the tops of those. And yeah, just throughout some of that solid Miko artwork. And then, yeah, the main part looks pretty colorful as well. And I believe this one's kind of just a lot of tracks, a lot of cards, typical Garphill Games, multi-use cards probably. It's been a while since I looked at exactly how it plays, but yeah. At this point, they're one of the couple companies for me that's just kind of an insta, if I can even get this closed, just kind of an insta buy for me at this point. I feel like Jesse may not think the same. Who he's grabbing those cards for me. He's going to open those up for me. What a nice guy. And one of the things with this trilogy is they wanted to use dice in the game. And in this one, we've got a lot of dice. I would say in Wayfarers of the South Tigris, the dice weren't used as much as I'd like. We'll see kind of how they end up being used in this one. Like I said, I don't remember exactly. I just knew I was getting this game either way, just to at least give it a try, because I've just really loved all the Garphill games. Ooh, and then we got some other really nice dice. Some of them are a little more translucent, which is pretty cool. I like that they used a lot of different cool colors here. I think they all are pretty solid choices. And then you got some white ones, which I'm guessing are either kind of the least rare or they're the wild color, because there's a lot of them. So yeah, these look more like normal ones. I think they're just about the right size of die. Any smaller, I think that would feel too small. But yeah, I would say in Wayfarers, the dice weren't really used all that much. I mean, they're used to trigger your actions and stuff, but you're not rolling them all that much. So I'm hoping there may be a little bit more usage in this game. And we can look at some of these cards here. I'm assuming, I don't remember what all of these are. I'm guessing some are going to be some form of solo. Yeah, I like this. I don't know that I've seen too much of the Miko's artwork that is like more far away looking. Seems like a lot of his is closer up looking of people and stuff, so it's actually pretty cool artwork from afar, I would say, as well. He does a pretty good job at that. I'm not sure how all these are used, but yeah, it looks like typical Garphill games. A lot of the symbols, and these are usually mean victory points. So I think they should be, once you kind of know how the game is played, should be pretty easy to figure out what each of those cards means. And we've got some more cards here. This might be some solo play as well. Like I said, I don't remember exactly what all these are. These might be starting cards, and then maybe a player aid as well on the back. Yeah, work or rest. I think that probably is a player aid, and then kind of these must be your starting resources and stuff. So pretty cool. And you got some more of that Miko artwork. It looks kind of like glasses-less Benjamin Franklin. But yeah, I think these look pretty solid. There's a lot of repeats on these ones. But then you got, so you're, I think in this game you're kind of translating languages and stuff. It sounded like an interesting concept. We'll see how if it actually feels like that's what it's happening, or if it just kind of feels very Euro-y, kind of more game mechanics driven. Yeah, I like the artwork in this one quite a bit. Um, yeah, I'm interested in the theme. I don't know that I've seen that too much in other games where you're doing something with languages, and obviously I don't believe it's actually like a word game or anything, but just the thought of doing that type of thing is interesting to me. These are the same kind of tokens that were in Wayfarers. They're just kind of little asterisk looking tokens, so it looks like they're using kind of similar ones in this game. I'm guessing these are maybe a gold resource. Seems like kind of a typical bar wooden piece. I feel like they probably used a very similar shape in one of their past games. Then we've got these book-looking things and some discs. Kind of, they're not quite the same, but they kind of remind me a little bit of Paladins. Little trackers on the side. But I'm guessing these will also go on some of those tracks that you've got, those colored tracks in the middle of the board. Keep track of things. And then we've got meeples. Wouldn't be a Garphill game without them. Yeah, I just like their unique shape that they use. I think they've used this shape before. Yeah, they just find really clever ways of using them in games. And I would say overall, this got me just as excited as I probably ever was for the game. I'm just always looking forward to what they have to offer. Yeah, I think all of the stuff in here looks pretty good, pretty solid components. I think they always do a pretty good job at that and laying things out. It just kind of maybe takes a play or two to learn how things are going, and then it's usually pretty clean. So yeah, I'm excited to play this one. If you want to see my first thoughts on this one, if it lives up to the Garphill name, we'll be putting out a video alongside this after we've had our first play, giving our first impressions. But otherwise, I hope to see you on that video, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.